I think we're online. Yes, we are. So I haven't really been keeping up with the news concerning Yellowstone about the devastating floods that have hit that area. And indeed, they are devastating. They're destroying roadways, bridges, homes, land, habitats, you name it. They're causing devastation. And Yellowstone just happens to be a major, like, seismic area with a lot of fault lines and volcanoes. And I just wonder, with all the excessive water that is placed on the fault lines and in that area, I'm wondering if it's going to be too much stress and it's going to trigger perhaps earthquakes and or volcanic eruptions. That is something to be keeping aware of, that could happen, and it could further devastate the people of that area. And I'm sure a lot of you have been focusing on the stories surrounding Yellowstone, the news that has been put out there, because there is a lot of news. If you catch some headlines on it, I just this is the first time I'm really ever even looked at pictures on the Yellowstone. Hello there, you all. Welcome. Let me make sure I got this on. Where is Cod Woke? Yes. Hello, CPS. Gina, have you read the No, I haven't really read the Roswell stuff. I want y'all to see. I see you all on here. Yes, good day. Michelle Mullen, like your hometown. Texas is dry as a bone. You need rain and your pain is drying up. Oh my goodness, you all. A city. Everywhere they go, just like. Did you? My phone thought I said, hey, you know what? All I said was city. And it was listening to me, you all. Did you hear that? So that was kind of. No, I don't really talk to my phone. I don't. But that was really interesting. I even got on the do not disturb. But I guess that doesn't apply to Siri. It doesn't. I don't want to say it too loud, you all, because she might hear me. And I don't want her feelings to get hurt. Um, yeah, she might take it the wrong way. she, she might. You heard it. Yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't talking to her. I wasn't. But that's okay, you all. Um, It is. I was just looking over here. Let's go to this screen right here so we can see. Hello, Gwendolyn. I want to come over here to this screen where you can see the headlines right here of all the flooding that's Pennsylvania Live. Yellowstone's historic flooding forces 10,000 people to flee as the park closes to assess the damage. You know, there goes all that revenue, too. All that revenue. There goes people's jobs. People's jobs are like gone now, because look at that, you all. The historic flooding right there. And just think, if you were one of the people who were camping there, and it really would be a good time of the year to camp, I think. But I bet they weren't thinking of having this happen. Torrential rainfall on an unprecedented scale. If you're all just tuning in, oh, you got so giddy you couldn't stop laughing. Good evening in Ontario, Canada. Love to. They want everything digital so they can decide a secure electronic transaction. Yeah, that's in the works. We know it. Can we personally stop it? No, we can't. And even when, if you were one of those people who tried to raise awareness years and years ago and you got ignored and made fun of, well, it's going to be remembered what you said, because they're going to say, hey, I remember that person who was talking about that, and I just thought, they've done lost it. It's not going to happen. Okay, well, we are kind of headed that. Oh, Highland, thank you. Yeah. Wirion, they are going to try. See, that's the key. Try. Let me let me say it. That's the key. Try to destroy us. No. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. That's the word. Try. Try means probably won't be successful because of the spirit that's within us, okay? Because of the spirit that's within us. So, yeah. Try, yeah, probably. Destroy, no, I don't think so. Not in this lifetime, no, no, and not ever destroy the spirit within, no, it's not happening. That's right. Yes, you all. That's exactly right. Boo-hoo, woohoo, Bonnie. Yes, you are. That's true. So let's look at this. Floodwaters inundated property along Clark's Fork, Yellowstone River near Bridgermont on Monday. Flooding across parts of southern Montana and northern Wyoming forced the indefinite, you know what that means, closure of Yellowstone National Park, just as the summer tourist season draws in millions of visitors. Off limit. What if you all, let's just say this. I'm going to go UFO. Okay, let me go UFO. What if Yellowstone National Park, let's see if I can get a better picture of it. Let me do it. What if Yellowstone National Park, look at this, UFO spotted over Yellowstone. What if that is like ground zero for certain types of extraterrestrial activity or UFO activity? What if something is happening and it's like top secret and they can't have anybody in that area whatsoever? What if there's something like that behind that, you all? Could strange lights at Yellowstone National Park be a UFO? Probably so. Uptick in alien activity around Yellowstone amid fears of what? Fears of renewed uptick of volcanic activity. Hello there, Applebrooks. So, a UFO spotted in the Yellowstone National Park bursting into a fireball. Footage has emerged on YouTube and showing that, you all, what if like a battle is taking place there and they don't want nobody to see, so they have to use their weapons of war to create this cataclysmic weather to keep all humans out, totally out. What if something like that is happening? What if something's getting ready to rise up from Yellowstone? And I know that sounds kind of silly, and it sounds kind of silly to me to think that, but that's what's coming out of my mind. Is surge in aliens, UFOs over Yellowstone a warning that a super volcano is getting ready to erupt? How long ago is this? This is a conspiracy blog. Let's see. How long ago was that? I can't see a date. I really can't. That's really strange. Let's see if we can find a date on this. 2016. You know, a lot of things happened in 2016. You know that? Have you noticed that there was a lot of stuff that did happen in 2016, which is really strange. Fears of an alleged increase in UFO visitations of the Yellowstone National Park could be a warning sign that a monster, why'd they have to say monster volcano is approaching an eruption. Well, we're 6 years now They claim flying saucers are appearing before and during eruptions. And they go down into the volcanoes. They do. It's a given. They go down inside the volcanoes, you all. And they do their whatever they do down there. Whatever's down there, probably a base deep inside the earth is really what it is. But it's whatever's happening, it is causing devastation. Okay, people are losing their jobs. UFO crash at Yellowstone sparks rumors of an imminent false flag. What on earth is that, you all? This is a rumor. This is 2016 also, you all. So, why? I didn't hear about any of this. Did you all? An extinction level event. Yellowstone supervolcano could lead to an extinction level event is gaining traction in the doomsday blogosphere, spreading fear and panic among the susceptible readers. Well, we know it didn't hurt. It didn't happen back in 2016. Hello. The rumors follow reports that sparked fears and stuff. You ever wonder why? Do you think they just plant that seed ahead of time? Years in advance, they plant a seed of, say, maybe a false flag, but then it really isn't a false flag. It's really something that's happening, and it's having a real world effect. A common sense show. Fracking going on and all of that kind of stuff. Top secret underground alien base at the Yellowstone National Park. Now, I think that's quite possible. I really do. Didn't we hear somebody say, well, there's a rumor that a lot of disappearings happen in national parks, really. And there's a lot of parks. There's so much land that has been turned into national parks, taken over by the government. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? Why so much land? Is it because of who lives under the land? Is it because of something like that, you all? Really, and I'm being serious. So, we got Mr. You-know-who, our favorite earthquake man. Yes, Mr. Dutch. That's right. So a theorist came out. He insisted that the incident, which comes soon after Dutch sense, reported a previous strange incident on February the 26th of 2016, in which a bright light appeared in the nighttime feed, provides new evidence that there is a major government alien base beneath the Old Faithful geyser at Yellowstone National Park. So, Yellowstone, Old Faithful geyser. You all, we need to look up Old Faithful geyser. Okay, Old Faithful geyser. We need to see some pictures of this, okay, because it is faithful. It promises to erupt every so often. I've been there maybe one time in my life to Yellowstone. Perhaps you've been there maybe one time. But really, let's think about this. It would not take much for them to have an eruption every so many minutes at, why are you taking so long to load here? We are trying to look at this. Well, we'll just have to choose a different picture. Okay, that's better. It wouldn't be so hard to believe, really, that this right here could be a controlled geyser. And the reason I say that is you're just popping in my mind. Because look what we have here behind the curtain. See, this was the person behind the curtain pulling the strings, okay? Even in the Wizard of Oz. See, he was the all-powerful Wizard of Oz right there. He could make the fire go off. He could pull his lever, you all, and you know he could. He pulled his lever and he made the fire go up in the air. And, Old Faithful, we got this geyser that is guaranteed to erupt, this Old Faithful, all throughout the day. And look at this. This is really interesting. How come it looks like a straight edge here? So really somebody, and I want to talk about the UFO. Somebody really could be behind the scenes. Some if it is a UFO base underground, I could see why they don't want nobody near it. Keep everybody off of it because things are heating up. I could see that they could control that geyser going off, and that may sound really strange to some people. It really may, but just think about it. If all they had to do is pull a lever, and if there's beings under the earth, really, if there are beings under the earth, if there is a top secret underground alien base at Yellowstone National Park, you know they have the technology to do everything they want, really, above ground. They can cause this to erupt, and I know that doesn't sound very nice, you all. It doesn't, but that is a one wild theory. It looks really wild. Look at that, you all. That's a wild theory. And it's all, what if this is a certain species habitat that they like to live in like this? You know, this so muddy heat and stuff like that at Yellowstone, you all. Hello. I got to get a drink of water, you all. Let me just leave this on the screen. I want a cold drink of water that I got over here on the other side of the room. You would just wait right there. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back, you all. So, is everything okay over here? Are you all okay? Remote control, Louis, yeah. Um, oh my goodness, Farm Fresh. That's horrible. That is horrible. So let's think about this. So you all, talking about the aliens, large extra, and I didn't know that about, I did not hear this rumor right here at all. Did you all hear it? That there was, could be a top secret underground alien base at Yellowstone National Park. Well, it's very, very feasible, considering the technologies, considering the underground systems that are all over the world. Okay, let's look at this underground systems and tunnels around the world. A map. Let's look at a map. Let's see if we can pull up a map, you all. Oh, we're lucky. We are in luck, you all. Let's see this. Look. This map shows increased mysterious activity that could indicate it is all what? It's all what? Oh, okay. It's all about to come crashing down. See, that's in 2016 also. Around us, underground facility prep by U.S. government kicked into high gear. Forest Grove, a mysterious shrieking sound frustrating people in Forest Grove, Oregon. Residents with a quote from a witness and a statement by the fire marshal of Forest Grove Fire and Rescue. It's definitely a horrendous noise. I have no idea what the noise is. The resident described to us that it was coming from the middle of the street. To me, it sounds like some kind of train tracks. That metal is screeching sound, but there are no train tracks near her home, so obviously that's ruled out. But what if there are and they are underground? So we're going to show a series of maps where we see mysterious sounds, weather booms, hums, and noises that are difficult to describe, you all. So, oops, they got themselves in trouble, you all. They did. April 15th, April of 2015. These are the noises that people heard. So, oh, Walmart closing maps. Why so many are conservative closing? What is this? Strange booms and noises and stuff. So, so we know that there are strange noises heard underground and a hum that's heard around the world. We do a lot of that. I was trying to look at these tunnels right here. Excuse me, deep underground military bases and caverns in the world. U.S. government. See, they literally go in these areas right here. So I think that this probably is something under there. And probably a whole new world. You have those that live underground and then those that live above ground. But let's look up here. Let's type in, let's do this Yellowstone. Okay, let's see if we got a map of it. Okay. Oh, that's Disneyland. Okay, we're not talking about Disneyland. We're talking about, oh my gosh, they got mind-controlled missile murder madness. Oh, that sounds wild. I don't even know what that's about, you all. We don't even know what that's about, and that's the first time I've ever read anything like that. So that sounds pretty wild. It sounds like a mystery if you like things like that, but I don't really care for things like that. I don't. Mammoth Cave National Park. The Great Relief Hall. Isn't that really interesting? And then see, they got lakes that run underwater, under land. So there's bound to be something underground. Okay, there really are. Earth's vast network of underground tunnels begins to reveal its mystery, you all. What's this? Tesla? Elon Musk bores his tunnel to revolutionize city driving. Well, who's going to want to drive underground unless above ground is not a safe place to live anymore because something came out of the ground, you all. Yeah, plays in the dirt. Hello. Salt. Yeah, salt's not too expensive because you can get a thing of salt if you go like to the Walmart or something for 54 cents. And it has many purposes. It does. It's really kind of nice to have at times, you all. So Dungeons and Dragons. You ever ask yourself why they have the Dungeons and Dragons game? They're talking about the Dungeons and the Dragons underground. Okay. So we're supposed to be talking about this Yellowstone right here, the real hazards, and it is very hazardous. It is a volcanic ash with pyroplasmic shards. If you breathe it in, it's like shards of glass that get inside of you, and it's not good for you at all. You all look at this. Fears of an apocalyptic eruption at Yellowstone amid increased UFO activity. Why do they say fear? See, why did all of this happen? You know, you look like I'm not even going to say what you look like right there. It's not nice of me, that's why I'm not going to say it. Look. Oh, okay. So fears of an apocalyptic eruption, and they saw these increased volcanoes and stuff. Aliens could be watching the countdown to an apocalyptic eruption at Yellowstone supervolcano. They've been monitored. So us sentient beings are monitoring UFOs that are monitoring sentient UFOs with sentient beings that are monitoring Yellowstone. So everybody's monitoring everyone. Everybody's trying to see what everyone else is doing, you all. Really, it's no, I don't want to. No, I don't. I can't, you all. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm too tired to do that right there. I really am. So why would there be activity like that back in 2016? That's what I'm wondering. 2016. Why would they? Okay, let's look back at this Yellowstone right here. And they've got these images of the fault lines that are also here. You can, whoa, let's look at this. Yellowstone fault area map. Yellowstone Caldera fault zone map. Right here, and you know they do got pressure on these plates. Look at that, the Yellowstone Plateau. Then you have Mount St. Helens right here, Long Valley Caldera. Look at that, Huckleberry Ridge ash bed, Lava Creek ash bed. But what area was in that new naval map? Okay, what was in the new naval map? The naval map. Let's see if we can find it up. Let's see what that looks like. The new map. New world. I forget even what it's called anymore, you all. We haven't looked at it. Okay, we'll look at it. So let's see what that pictures. The new... Okay, the navy blue submerged map. Well, that doesn't really quite look much like the let's see, where's that at? Like this right here. It doesn't look too much like this because this area, right, well, maybe right there in the center, if Yellowstone was like gone, that was not very nice at all, you all. Let's look at this right here. That's Nevada is gone right there. I gotta pull that up, you all. I'm just all over the place with these maps. Nevada is looks kind of like this area right here, you all. It does. The naval map in USA. The New Madrid. Yeah, the New Madrid. That that's kind of near me too. But we're it's Grand Teton. You've heard of the Grand Teton. They got a Pacific Plate, a collapsed lithosphere. The Grand Teton Mountains are subsiding while Yellowstone rises. Let's see how long ago this was. The lithosphere has collapsed in huge areas. Yet another big asteroid strike found in California. The Grand Tetons are sinking, not rising, and the floor of the huge Yellowstone caldera is rising and falling as if the earth is breathing uneasily. What if it is breathing, you all? Really, if it is. Time to talk about catastrophic caldera events and the lithosphere. You may say, Gina, what is the lithosphere? Well, let's type in the lithosphere. We can see the definition of the lithosphere right here. It is the rigid outermost shell of a terrestrial type planet or natural satellite. On Earth, it is comprised of the crust and the portion of the upper mantle that behaves elastically on timescales of up to thousands of years or more. The crust and the upper mantle are distinguished on the basis of chemistry and mineralogy. So, a lithosphere is the rigid terrestrial type planet, the lithosphere. So look at this. So layers of the earth, the inner earth, the outer earth, the lithosphere. Let's see what that looks like. This has got a little bit too big. Let's see if we can see it. Okay, the lithosphere is right up here at the upper top. So these people are talking about, let me get that map off of there. I don't want to see the underground worlds. I'm trying to get over here. I don't want to see the Wizard of Oz anymore. I don't know about that one, you all. I want to see about this. Super volcanoes can sleep for centuries or millennia before producing incredibly massive eruptions that can drop ash across an entire continent. One of the largest supervolcanoes in the world lies beneath Yellowstone National Park, which spans parts of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Though the Yellowstone system is active and expected to eventually blow its top, scientists do not think it will erupt anytime soon. Only this is also false. They haven't the faintest idea when it will happen. All they know is it will, just like the San Andreas. Humans like to pretend that we control this planet even as we dig down deep, suck up the fluids, or rearrange the soil on top and alter the air. Our efforts are truly puny when compared to what Mother Nature can do with a flick of her smallest finger. So you can see this right here. 2004 to 2006, there was the floor rose faster than ever, springed up 7 inches. The rate is unprecedented. Along the Grand Teton, an active fault was running 40 miles north and south, moves in the opposite direction compared to what it has previously thought. If Yellowstone, they can't say if Yellowstone blows up because there isn't the slightest doubt that it will blow up. When Yellowstone blows up, we will pretty much be destroyed as a nation. It's pretty much correct. For the past explosions have blanketed the Midwest with volcanic tuff, and of course there would be some rearrangement of all those fault lines in California, Oregon, Washington, and maybe all the way over to Arizona and New Mexico. Most farms would vanish in our vast grain belt, and we would relearn the lessons of our distant ancestors learned. Evolution's tools are death and climate change. Certainly, our climate will undergo some revision, so if one wants to worry about something major, this is it. Since our farms feed a good part of humanity, the very least would be many humans would cease to worry about obesity. If an ice age begins, then we are in stupendous trouble. We cannot stop, deflect, or change the facts here. There is no cure for this problem. Nonetheless, it is good to understand the planet that we live upon. Frankly, I am not happy to hear that the Grand Tetons are dropping. This isn't a good sign, and the fact that the scientists were sufficiently alarmed they talked to the press proves that there is more to this than the bland article paints. So what the researchers think is happening on a short-term basis at least is that the bulging Yellowstone hotspots north of the Tetons is pushing against the north edge of Jackson Hole and jamming it against the mountains. Under Yellowstone sleeps a dragon, which is now shuddering and flexing his armored coils. How does this volcanic caldera act? This has not been witnessed by humans, except they looked up to the skies one day when they were figuring out how to use stones and sticks and saw a thick blanket of white ash suddenly come running out of the west, and there was a series of eerie, loud, hollow booms, and the earth shook ever so slightly, and the air suddenly smelt really bad. So yeah, you all. So I'd like to know about, I don't know when that article was written, but why aren't that, oh wow. If it was doing that, you all, look at this. If it was doing that back in 2007, you can only imagine what has happened now, okay? All these years later. Okay, all these years later, what has happened? Oh my gosh. So they're not telling us, you all. They really aren't. They're not telling us the truth. Let me see this. Let's see this. I wanted to see if they would say anything about the flooding. Were there any volcanoes in mountains? Cyclonic? Well, I didn't want to do that, you all. They got some natural disasters happening. So let me put this back here, you all. So we got Yellowstone. We got the Grand Teton Mountains. Yellowstone is flooding. Unprecedented. Okay, the farmland is being bought up. Okay, the crops are being destroyed. They really are, not just from water, but from heat. Okay. The breadbasket is, yeah, just like, it's like a domino effect. A domino effect is what it seems like is happening, you all. Let me put this back to me. And I don't even know, I don't know what Grand Tetons rising or sinking. You're probably not going to find nothing on it. Teton rising. Grand Teton. No, I don't want to read it, you all. I'm not going to read it. That kind of made me dizzy reading all of that, you all. It really did. So I wanted to see if the Grand Teton mountains were subsiding. Okay, that's what it was. Let me put this in here, you all, because this is a pretty interesting read right here. It had a lot of other articles from back in history. Perhaps you might want to look at it. You really might. Let's see this. I wonder, you know, I know there's people on here who watch this video and they know about the caldera in Yellowstone, and they know about the Grand Teton Mountains subsiding. I'm sure they do. Let me see. Grand Teton subsiding. Let's, they look really pretty. Look how pretty they look. They're really beautiful looking. But who lives in those mountains? It's probably a race of You all, I am sitting here talking to myself and going flipping through these things and not even showing this picture. That is not very nice of me. I am so sorry, you all. I'm getting myself mesmerized with these pretty pictures. They got the buffalo. Who lives in the mountains? Who does live? Look at that picture right there. I don't like these. I'm not being disrespectful, okay, but I don't know about these types of clouds right here. I really don't. I don't like seeing them in the sky like this. I don't. They are real. Those are real type of clouds, but I wanted to see the Grand Tetons subsiding trouble. I just wanted to see if we could get something typed in there with, I'm sure we're not going to see it. No, all they got is about a woman in the Teton. Drought condition in the Grand Teton. I have booked a room and at Coulter Bay Village in August. However, I have read about the news on the drought condition in the Grand Teton, and Jackson Lake is said to be completely dry. Is this true? So what does that mean, you all? If there is a drought and Jackson Lake is completely dry, and now we've got all of this stuff happening. Area snowpack is generally above average right now. Coulter Bay will not fill this summer. This is from June the 7th, and now they've got flooding and stuff. I'd be far more concerned with the potential of fire and smoke in your time frame, and it could be worse, unknown at this time. I did ever look to California. Drought conditions in the Grand Teton. So we got Jackson Lake, a natural lake, and probably closed. The lake has been at about 22% fill for almost a year now, and no one knows when it will fill back up. Do you think that they're filling the lake back up? There was a drought last year, and they pulled the water out of Jackson Lake to send to the Idaho potato farmers. The dam was built for Idaho farmers. The water behind the dam is for the use of the Idaho farmers. Coulter's Bay boat ramps are above the water level. Signal Mountains Marina should be open and functioning. Jackson Lake did its job last year. Drought conditions. I wonder what's going on, you all. Really, what's going on? Lake Powell and Lake Mead. Yeah, they're below the water too. Jackson Lake is a natural lake made by a glacier. The dam, when the lake is full, holds back 39 feet of water. Oh, wow. So these people wanted to go there, you all. They did. And in the meantime, we've got flooding in Yellowstone on the news, and it's you can see it. It's muddy water. You wouldn't want to walk in it, especially if there's snakes or something in it. You wouldn't want to go there. Mount Helena in Washington. Mount Helena. Look at that raging water, and there's all kinds of debris in there. You wouldn't swim in there. It'd just take you under. Yeah. So you really have to wonder how come it. This is the flooding that we have just never seen this in our lifetimes before. They'd never seen it in their lifetimes. Look at that. The Yellowstone River at Corwin crested at 13.88 feet, higher than the previous record of 11.5 feet. Sixth generation. This is the sixth generation. The bridge that I literally drove over yesterday, it got washed out. So this bridge, the bridge got washed out, you all. They got a lot going on there. And I think it's just one of many disasters that are befalling the people and the land and the animals, one of many. And I'm sure there's many more to come. I really am sure of it. Because it's not over yet. And if that one article we read about what befalls humanity concerning, the climate and the land and all of that, natural disasters and things, it sounded kind of right on par as to what is happening. It really does. Yeah. How is your 401k today? What does a 401k have to do with anything? Although I heard the Fed was going to raise the basis points to 0.75. Yep, 75 basis points. That's what he did. Or did he? Oh, it's not a slam dunk. Oh, he'll do it this week. Yeah. This park is not flooding. Dogs are great. What park is not flooding? Are you in the park? Hello there, Daryl Calhoun in Bloomington. It's flooding in Cody, not Yellowstone. Dogs are great. Well, thank you for clearing that up. Yeah. Cody's not as popular as Yellowstone is, so yeah, we can say Yellowstone. Around the Yellowstone area is what we could say. Yeah. So yeah, that's great, you all. So let's look at this, you all. So yeah, there probably is. Where was that at? A UFO base underneath, top secret underground alien base at Yellowstone National Park. You all, let's read that before we get out of this spot. Okay, let's do that before we get out of here. If it'll take it to us, it may not take it to us. Okay, yeah, they will. You, I gotta get a drink of water really. Okay, I've got it. Top secret underground alien base at Yellowstone National Park. Because an alien UFO crash episode explodes over Old Faithful. I never heard that. Exploded over Old Faithful geyser. Oh, wow. Members of the online UFO community are enthusing over a grainy webcam footage taken at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, promoting it as a devastating testimony against the skeptics who deny the existence of aliens and UFOs of extraterrestrial origin. The footage captured by the Upper Geyser Basin nighttime live streaming camera has gone viral in the UFO conspiracy theory forum. So at least they put the word theory in there after it was uploaded to YouTube by Kat Martin. It shows a strange incident that occurred on February the 29th at Yellowstone near the Old Faithful, a mysterious glowing orb. Okay, these orbs are in a lot of places. These orbs, these fireballs, and I think there's something that we read this past week where someone likened them to like a spying thing that was used by some agency. I think that's what they said, to spy on people or something. Streaks across the sky and disappears, and moments later a green flash of light appears. Well, I think that would be a UFO. I really do. If a green flash of light appears, because we've seen that on the we've seen that at the observatories on those UFOs that literally they take off and they have a green trail behind them. You can find that footage right there in a playlist on this YouTube channel under the observatories, the live webcams, the observatories. It's on a playlist about these UFOs because they do exist. The area mound is lit up by the green flash of light for a few seconds. So UFO sighting hotspots note that the light could not have been created by the person or the mound, nor could it have been done due to a car light, street light, or walkway lights, because people are not allowed to walk on the geyser. That's a good one. You're not allowed to walk on the geyser mound, and you're not allowed to in the area after dark. You have to ask yourself, why not? Well, I know it'd be dangerous, but really, why not? That's right, you all. The blog also notes that, according to Dutch Sense, there is no threat of an imminent eruption, thus the light could not have been caused by increased activity of the volcano. However, this YouTuber first loaded the image, believes the light may have been caused by a meteor. Well, some meteors are known to be green. Okay, I've heard that too. Caught a fireball and then a big flash toward the end, maybe from the fireball. They found the video was shared on the YouTube UFO alien type channel, saying it shows an alien spacecraft crashing. And the person said, I never said this, so I just want to make that clear. But you know, the UFO researchers insist that the objective analysis of the video in the context of the big picture of recent mysterious events in the national park, such as reoccurring strange lights and recent incidental uncovering of a secret government research site at the park, forces the conclusion that the footage actually shows an alien UFO exploding over the park. So this provides evidence, new evidence, that there is a major government alien base beneath the Old Faithful geyser at the Yellowstone National Park. UFO hunters claim that the strange lights reoccurring over the park are due to alien UFO traffic linked to the activities of the alien base. You all, I bet there is. I really do. And if you've looked at even like Papacaro and stuff, they got the live webcams. And even the one that I won't go to anymore, although I loved getting that UFO going down in there, the La Palma. UFOs coming out of La Palma volcano also. And they're all over the place. They really are. And they're at Kilauea. They're in Hawaii, the UFOs. And it's no secret anymore. It's not. In fact, it's coming out more and more in the open about UFOs and aliens and extraterrestrials. And I saw an article today about a woman saying she gets taken in her sleep and she comes back with bruises, okay, from the aliens coming taking her in her sleep. I'm thinking, well, that's very strange for a person to read on here, you all, but that's something like that's going on. But nonetheless, we have... let's see, we got this Old Faithful. It really is pretty if you've been there. It is some areas to hike in, but not a lot. Why is that green? You know, is it due to the chemistry that's there? Yeah. So if I could get a picture of, well, I got it right here. Got it right here on my thing of floods. The national park is closed. Yellowstone is closed to humans, okay? You're not allowed to go there because it's too dangerous now. Very, very dangerous. That's right. Yeah. So, you all, I am going to go, but I think there really is something more taking place. And what if the area was really drought-ridden and they decided, well, we better get some rain in this area, and they poured a little bit too much rain? And or what if all this excessive weight from the water that's normally not there creates a lot of stress on those fault lines and causes something to happen? What if that too? Anything is possible. You just got to be prepared for anything, no matter what it is. And you never know what it is, but you've got to be prepared in some way, shape, or fashion. Okay, you do. Some preparedness is better than none at all. Okay, it is. So I am going to go. Thank you all for coming on here. Thank you for your comments. And whatever we saw on here, I'm going to have to go back and watch it because I have no idea, you all. We just go floating down that stream right there and finding things to share. Thank you again. And thank you, moderators. Oh, Mountain Dreams. That's wonderful. I'm glad because I don't ever know how it's going to turn out. I don't. So with that being said, Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you all once again for coming on here. And thank you, moderators. Thank you for commenting. Your comments, people do like to read the comments because they learn from the comments. Also, they learn things that they never knew. And when I read some of the comments, I thought, wow, I never knew that either. Okay, so thank you. Have a wonderful evening, you all. Good